Let's use some cam. 3, 2, 1.
The fairness and variety, but support Aurora as well. He wants Ataraxia, but variety's still here. Panda likes to. Zapman doesn't care though. Zapman's at Worlds, and he's trying to make this work for his team right now. It's the duo lane from Eager just brawling in the jungle. Zapman finds 2. Aurora's gonna pick up variety as well. And the crowd explodes.
Hey everyone, this is Zapman, the newest recruit of Spacestation Gaming's SMITE team. Question 1. So what's different from playing for an org and running an org is actually quite simple. You both represent the brand that you're a part of. However, it's the scope of your responsibilities. As a player, your only worries are about performing well in the game that you're playing for the brand and representing the brand in an appropriate manner. But as someone in a managerial role for an organization, you're more of the technical stuff, you're more of the back-end stuff, helping run the business side that a lot of people don't get to see. Do I feel that running the org ever got in the way of my play? For sure. Mainly what it was is just it took up a lot of time in my head where I couldn't just focus on playing and performing well. As a SMITE player, I had to worry about a lot of other stuff on the back end, a lot of business side of things, and it's just a big distraction where even if I wanted to put 100% of my effort in just playing and performing well, there was always that distraction of an organization needing to be run that definitely affected my play for sure. What are your goals with Spacestation Gaming and your future SMITE career? My goals for Spacestation Gaming are to represent the brand as best as I can, perform as well as I can, to make worlds, and to win. I guess basically it's to win. That's my main goal at Spacestation Gaming. And as for the future of my SMITE career, Hi-Rez just announced a lot of exciting things for Season 5, and my goal or my plan is to do as much as I can with SMITE while it's still around and while it's still thriving. Question 4. What about this SSG roster gets you excited going into the fall split? There's a lot of things about this SSG roster that has me excited going into the fall split. Mainly, it's by far the best mechanical team I've ever been on. Jigs, Homofae, Andenster, and Scary D are all incredible players, and they're a whole lot of fun to work with. It's been great so far, and I'm expecting big things from us for sure. Without giving too much info away, what goes into roster swaps and what do you consider the most important traits for teammates to have? There's actually a lot of things that go into roster swaps. Well, let's talk about first why there are roster swaps, right? And there's many reasons for that. It could be a teammate is not performing up to the standard of the whole team. B, players don't get along. C, there just feels like there needs to be a change. My experience, it could be any one of these things, and at the end of the day, it's a team game, so of course you consult with your team, and then everyone decides if it's best to have a couple of roster swaps here or there, and then go from there. It's always a weird process because you play with someone for a split, and then you say goodbye to them or anything like that, and then of course you have the community reaction to any roster swap you do, judging your every move. So it's definitely tricky, but sometimes it's necessary. The most important traits, in my opinion, for a teammate to have is to be easy to work with. I think that's number one. You cannot be someone in a team environment that is being disruptive to the environment or negative or anything like that, because once you have one person that is negative or hard to work with, it creates a negative atmosphere. There's just negative energy. People are walking on eggshells. They don't want to upset that person or anything like that. So by far, over mechanical skill, over anything else, you have to be someone that is easy to work with and someone that is tries to be positive as much as they can, because that team atmosphere is the most important thing for the success of a team. Thoughts on the upcoming Season 5 changes regarding player salary? Hi-Rez just announced a huge deal about player salaries coming up for Season 5, and they're going to require organizations to pay their players a minimum of $30,000 a year, and that, as a player, is insane. It creates a lot of stability in the scene because no one's going to take playing SMITE professionally lightly anymore, do something that jeopardizes their spot on team. So I believe it's going to make the competitiveness of the league, of the SPL, a lot higher. It's going to make players work that much harder, and I think overall it's going to create a better and healthier competitive scene, and hopefully that translates into more success for SMITE.